This rare instrument combining a transverse flute and an oboe in the form of a walking stick is made of narwhal tusk.
Hey Hans. Why the hell did I say that like the Sega logo? Anyway, how's it going, buddy? You got yourself a listing there, eh? I see, it's some kind of fancy pants multi-instrument that's also a walking stick and made from a goddamn narwhal. That's pretty wild. I wonder what animal it makes fake today. Probably something we know is real and have plenty of examples of, and just plain specimens that we can examine and all that good stuff that you refuse to accept. Man, I think what everyone is asking themselves at this point is, if almost everything is fake, what the hell kind of animals does Hans think is actually real? Hey, don't you be reading the title. Spoilers, damn it.
Precious material once valued higher than gold and believed to be from the horn of the mythological unicorn.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, people in the bad old days were frickin' ridiculous and would believe almost anything. Not like today, where, you know what, never mind, of course. Why show a real creature that is real in the narwhal, which is plenty whimsical as creatures go all by itself, but instead say, no, it's from this other thing. What's that? Show you one of these things with the horn directly attached and running around all alive and real and shit? No, can't do that. As with all animals, the only way to deal with them is to shoot first and ask questions later. I mean, that's how I deal with humans.
So if you watched my videos before, maybe you know I do not believe in narwhals.
Well, what a shock. Of course you don't. I mean, why would you? It's not like they can be found in the wild and, you know, looked at or anything. And there certainly aren't countless images and pictures and video and physical remains of them to be seen up close. Now, to be fair, apparently they are basically impossible to keep in captivity for any extended length of time. Not that that would matter to Hans anyway, since even animals that he could go and physically touch if he tried hard enough continue to be fake because animatronics and fursuits and all sorts of other nonsensical crap, so it's a moot point.
Go check out my fake animal playlist. I have videos on it.
Oh, I know, and while I haven't completely sucked it dry for delicious content yet, I am sure one of these days I will. That or I'll die before you stop making these stupid ass videos, when one of you will have to go all Batman and become the next Sir Sick Terry McGinnis style. I mean, to be fair, that's kind of a fun idea. Replacing me on the channel with a new person every couple of decades, so the whole Sir Sick is an immortal cosmic being thing ends up being kind of true. I wonder what stupid quote-unquote I will be debunking in 1,000 years from now. No, you're right, it'll be exactly the same shit as today with even less excuses for the believers to believe it.
I have seen blatant CGI narwhals.
Of course you have, and of course you are an expert in CGI, right? I mean, it's not like conspiracy theorists to think that everything they don't like must be CGI and then point out shit that has nothing to do with CGI, like compression artifacts and general issues with how light works with lenses, and just plain super incredulity to debunk videos of, you know, real things that are real. I mean, to be fair, sometimes shit is fake, and there are only going to be more actually faked videos of things going into the future. Thank you so much, AI. But even then, your lot will never be able to accurately tell the difference between real things and fake things. And that's because you're lazy. Get an actual qualification in computer generated imagery and then come back and tell me what's fake. You won't do that because at that point you would actually know better. And you can't have that, can you?
I believe they take seal footage and they just CGI a narwhal head on them.
I mean, there's two things with that. First off, they just CGI narwhal heads onto seals. Why the fuck would they even do that? They're so insanely stupid and unnecessary. And second, the fact that they aren't all that physically similar to goddamn seals. They are, in fact, more closely related to whales. Let alone the fact that where did they even get the idea of narwhal heads in the first place? That's actually more weird than the idea of a horned horse. At least we knew about goats and shit. In fact, if I were a betting boy, that's why they took the horn. Because no one would believe in this thing. Let's just tell them it's from a unicorn. These dumb fucks will believe that shit. Was said at least once in those exact words.
The The physics doesn't make any sense of them.
The physics? What the fuck are you talking about physics? Yeah, maybe if you had that giant fucking horn on, oh I don't know, a goddamn horse, that might make no freaking sense. That might be a really stupid thing to think, that it has a up to 10-foot fucking horn on it. But a creature that lives in the sea, you know, it has great big oceans with loads of space, with the extra support that you can have for otherwise unbalanced weight with all that water. You know, like how blue whales don't tend to exist on land for very long. Not that, of course, you believe in fucking whales. Those are actually submarines wearing suits, right? Damn it, I really shouldn't give him ideas.
So many people are like, wait, I always thought that was just a made-up creature. And it is.
Yeah, and to my shame, me included. A unicorn, seal, whale thing, and especially how they're presented in fictional media, made them sound pretty goddamn ludicrous. But then I looked into it and discovered, yeah, they're real. I mean, seriously, dude, you are like the ultimate contrarian. If something is real, you'll think that it's fake. So something that everyone is thinking is fake. I would have thought you would have taken the opportunity to say, hey, I knew it was real all along with my big smart genius brain. And now you all know the truth that they were hiding from you. Damn it, man. You're not even good at being wrong about everything.
And it's just the same way that they make up stories and then they make a movie out of it and they go, this movie is based on real life.
What the f*** are you talking about? No, they don't. Movies based on true stories are, in fact, as a general rule, based on true stories. I mean, sure, they might not be entirely true to that thing that actually happened. I mean, Hollywood is notorious for its quote-unquote artistic license, making good guys out of bad guys and villains out of heroes. And the worst one of all, adding completely fucking unnecessary romantic subplots. Like, seriously, does every fucking story have to have someone falling in love? Most people don't just randomly fall head over heels for each other while they're in the middle of some life or world-changing event. They usually have other shit going on.
And in their minds, that makes the original hoax real.
No, it doesn't. If something is a made-up story, we can usually check these things. I mean, I'm sure there are based on a true story things that turned out to be bullshit. But guess what? If we find out that they're bullshit, we know that they're bullshit. It can be demonstrated as such. Things that you think are fake or hoaxes or whatever, whenever you try to refute them, it's always, well, I don't believe it, therefore it's false. That's not proof, my dude. That's just you thinking that you know things you don't without even attempting to demonstrate it.
Anyways, the only way that I can even make sense of their sentence...
Well, yeah, I know, words are hard, but let me help you out. You see, in English, we have these things called letters, and when you combine them together, they make these sort of sounds, and you do them at another person. They hear those sounds and understand what you are trying to communicate most of the time, unless your hands, when people talking to you, you talking to them, both ways, it's all fucking gibberish, isn't it?
A precious material once valued higher than gold. What, a narwhal tusk was a precious material once?
Yeah, why is that so hard for you and your incredulity powers? You know that they are, like, hard to get a hold of, right? You have to go out to sea and catch the damn things. And of course, the ridiculous notion that people have always had about various animal tusks and such, that they have magical, read probably sexually enhancing properties, at least far too much of the time. So completely unsurprising that oldie-worldy idiots would value it more than gold. I would say even you should be able to understand that, but I have learned that you don't have the ability to understand fucking anything.
Higher than gold, and believed to be from the horn of the mythological unicorn. I think what they're trying to say is
that people valued it more than gold and thought it was a unicorn horn. Mate, there's no secret message here. There's no reading between the lines. This is just some vague retelling of a historical material. That's it. There's no secret to discover. Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar, as the apocryphal Freud quote goes.
The story always was that this flute was made from a unicorn horn.
Okay, and I'm going to use your own quote-unquote logic against you here. That's the made-up story, Hans. That's the thing that someone did as a hoax, as a not true thing that others then took as truth. People like you take nonsense stories and run with them. Not because they are actually true, but because you want them to be. Because believing in things that others don't, or indeed disbelieving things that others do, makes you special. It gives you a sense of value that you cannot achieve otherwise. Because you don't do anything other than pretend to know more than you actually do. It would be hilarious if it weren't so pathetic. Lol, kidding, it's also hilarious.
Which was the very higher than gold thing.
Unicorn was the more valuable than gold thing. Yeah, but that would just be a lie anyway, since, unicorns don't exist. But anything can be valuable, dude, regardless of where it comes from or whatever it even is. Value isn't determined by anything other than humans. That's it. Humans decide the value that other humans are likely to pay for things because they are stupid like that. Look, if this shit sold for umpteen $1 million, then anything can be more valuable than fucking gold, dude.
And that actually scientists today have discovered that it's a narwhal tusk.
I'm pretty sure that the scientists back then would probably have figured out what it was if they cared to. It was just way, way harder to fight misinformation back then. So when a scientist knows something, it takes ages for more of them to know it, while people talk about, look at unicorn tusk, where simple-minded fools who didn't even consider that maybe other people are full of shit. As another saying goes, a lie can run around the world while the truth is still getting its shoes on. It was true then and it's true now. Only, at least we have some capacity to actually fight the gibberish now. The downside being the spreading of it is even easier, hence Hans.
And I think that this is real unicorn.
Oh, for fuck's sake, are you goddamn kidding me? Hans, every animal is fake. Wormhat, of course. Of course, the animals that you actually believe in are the actually fucking fake ones. Why wouldn't that be the case? You are such a ridiculous person, Hans. Do you not see it? Do you not recognize the pattern that you consistently do? If it's understood to be real, you think it's fake. If everyone knows that it's made up, well, then it must be real. Except, obviously, if everyone thought it was fake and now knows it's real, well, what's the betting? He would have switched opinions on the narwhal thing upon finding out that they actually exist. I mean, why the fuck not?
And this is one of those things where I think that there's big...
Oh, damn, man. Hold us in suspense, why don't you? Big what? Big fucking unicorns? Big conspiracies? Big conspiracy unicorns? I mean, that one actually makes a little bit of sense. I mean, look at that thing. There's no way it's not sending out the signals that crazy people are using tinfoil hats to protect themselves from. Damn.
Big things out there like that when it comes to ancient artifacts where they tell us a fib. They tell us a stupid story about it, but the object itself is even cooler than what they say.
Mate, when you have to make up reality to think that the history of the world is interesting, then you 100% know fuck all about history. My God, man. The shit people used to pull in the way back times is really interesting. And the only reason everyone tends to think history is kind of boring is generally because schools are so often obsessed with the Industrial fucking Revolution. Yeah, I know. It's really important. It shaped the world as it is today. But big factories and people living crunched up in towns and cities is what happens today. That's not fucking interesting to your average kid. Seriously, there's so much cool history that just gets skipped once you get out of primary school and is only gotten back to in like college and university onwards. That, of course, people like Hans think nothing fucking happened because he doesn't know any of it. And that which he does, he assumes must be fake because of reasons.
Obviously, a lot of nerds out there would think that that's like really cool, that we have this narwhal tusk flute.
Yeah, only nerds like to know the actual facts about things, but cool kids like Hans, they like to believe fairy tale nonsense and absolute horseshit because they wear sunglasses indoors at night with the lights off. Ow, my face! I mean, so fucking cool, man.
But I think that the reality is even even cooler, that it's actually from a real unicorn.
I think that your reality is fucking stupid, mostly because it is. Although I don't think the reality of chopping off any creature's fucking... I mean, I know it's not a nose, but fuck it. Cutting off its goddamn nose and then fashioning it into a fucking instrument is actually super weird. I mean, you might be into it, but when I kill my humans, I don't fashion drums out of their heads or any ridiculous shit like that. That would be extremely disrespectful.
There was recently, not even recently, maybe years ago now, there was some weird, was it in London? Something involving a knife attack, I think.
Wow, that was a journey, and it ended up with a knife attack. Nice. That shit makes you so proud. When people think about knife attacks, they often think about the UK. Knife crime and the royal family. Still waiting on seeing any chuckbucks out in the wild, though. He better have a knife on him, or I'm just not going to believe it's real.
And somebody allegedly came out of a museum with a narwhal tusk to defend. Do you guys remember that? Look at this, though. So fascinating.
So, complete and total non sequitur. Awesome. Don't let anyone ever tell you that you know how to stay on topic, Hands. Fuck me.
That doesn't look anything to me like what they show us narwhal tusks look like.
You friggin' dipshit. Of course it doesn't. It's been fucking carved. Oh man, this chess set looks nothing like an elephant's tusk. It must not be made of ivory. And what, I suppose it totally looks like fucking unicorn horn, a thing which you are clearly the world's leading expert on. The same goes for CGI and history, obviously.
And yeah, there was that weird psyop on the bridge, I think, with the narwhal. I don't know if I'm getting all the details right.
Oh, I'm sure whatever the fuck you are talking about, none of what you are saying is even remotely accurate, on purpose at least. As we all know, the only way Hans ever gets things right is entirely by sheer bloody accident. And being so bad at this shit, he sometimes says something accidentally true.
But in that case, I think sometimes it's just a totally fabricated artifact. But I do believe that they probably have unicorn horns somewhere. And this could be one example. To me, it looks really fascinating.
The only fascinating thing here is how you continue to buy into your own bullshit. Truly, you are a wonder of our time.
Wait, before you go, I have something super important to tell you. It's life or death. It will change everything forever. Nope, wait, it's gone. Oh well, probably wasn't important. But while I have you, don't forget to comment, subscribe and notify. And if you want more of my smexy voice, check out Mrs. Six's channel Spoonstaff Stories, where I narrate and voice all the videos, and she does the work. And if you want to support the channel, check out the merch store for cool t-shirts, or check out Patreon, memberships and PayPal to support directly. Finally, follow me on the medias of social to get completely pointless guff and to keep up on the latest releases. Oh, I just remembered what I was going to tell you. Whatever you do, don't touch the